Hey guys, this is Mitch, and we're doing something a little different today. We're doing an unboxing video, which is something I've done a couple of times on my Patreon, but this is the first one that's going up on YouTube. Just for a little extra content and maybe just a little bit of, instead of like maybe go check out the Patreon. We do some fun stuff over there. Why not? Check it out. You know. This is from one of the two places I get comics online. This is from mycomicshop.com. Usually when I order from them, it's because of an auction. These days, because I don't need the basics anymore. Like I kind of have all of the spawns or youngbloods or supremes or brigades that I need at the moment, at least. So this is more for if I see something that is kind of rare, or just something I wouldn't necessarily think to order myself personally. So this one, and they tend to get thematic too. So this one in particular is largely reference material. So we're talking like influential artists, that kind of thing. So let's get right into it. Oh, come on, really? I didn't even think they still did this. Ah. What was the point of the big box then? Okay, give me a second with this junk. So the usual way I do this is just kind of flip them over one by one so that I'm as surprised as you guys, really. So let's just start here with Doom Patrol number 6. So what the hell is the point of getting a Doom Patrol book? Well, the Doom Patrol books that I got two today, are from the very beginning of Erik Larsen's career. Actually, in professional comics. I'm not counting the Megaton stuff because that stuff's impossible to track down, I think. But yeah, this is him starting at DC. And I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at Erik Larsen when he's, oh yeah, when he's just starting out. This is some interesting stuff. Is he reining it in or not? It's hard to tell. You can still see some stuff that he's going to carry over for years. But this is still interesting to look at here at the beginning. And this is 86, I would guess? 87, yeah. Okay, then we have, yes, Major X, which is new-ish Liefeld. Pretty new Liefeld. Not Snake Eyes new, but pretty new. Wow, that's kind of thick. And like a weird size. Okay, this is number 0. There is so little effort in this. Oh, you put some into this page. Kind of. It don't look great. Although, I would not have expected him to pull off that pose. Ugh. That's all just kind of gross, isn't it? Well, there's a lot of pages anyway. Is that the same inker? It doesn't look like it. I feel like this is several stories, perhaps. So we all win on this one. Again, I don't know if this is ever going to actually get addressed on the channel, but it could. I think I got all of the Liefeld issues. There's a few that aren't even drawn by him. So next up we got, yep. So this is Major X number 1. Very, very similar cover, I would say. Major X standing amongst heads. I think this is all Liefeld can bother to turn in anymore. Here we have Punisher War Journal number 2. It's like, what the fuck would anybody want Punisher War Journal? Well, everybody knows Jim Lee from Uncanny X-Men. And those who know a bit more know that he cut his teeth on Alpha Flight. But what he actually kind of made his name on was Punisher War Journal. I didn't get number 1 because that's, I go cheap on these. That almost looks like Erik Larsen. There we go. But yeah, no, particularly when you're looking at reference stuff, you don't need every book in the run. So just like a couple of early Jim Lees. These are very early. So I think this is laid out. Yeah, the writer Carl Potts did the layouts, and Jim Lee got to do finishes. And then that's. I guess he got to do the inks too. That's something. There's a couple of these. Yep. So that was number 2. This is number 3. And even on the signature on the cover, it says Potts and Lee and Potts. he gave himself the credit twice. And Jim Lee not being trusted to do his own layouts. It's a hell of a time. All right, oh yeah, that's an interesting one. That is Thunder Tales, which is not really like anything I have in my collection, I don't think. This is Frank Frazetta. And Frank Frazetta panel to panel. Because just kind of, like, I saw a Frazetta thing, I think, at one point. It was like, yeah, I just started thinking about Frank Frazetta. It's like, Frank Frazetta did some panel to panel work. And I don't think I've ever really seen it. Everybody's seen, like, Death Dealer and all his usual stuff. But I'm curious to see how he does with transitions, with storytelling. That kind of thing. When he's not trying to produce, like, a singular, iconic image. Well, you get the odd one every once in a while anyway, I guess. Although still, it's not, the Frazetta kind of stuff you think of. But yeah, no, that'll be interesting to look through. Okay. And this one is Excalibur Mojo Mayhem by Art Adams. 1989 Art Adams. Oh, and the bad coloring. That's okay. Man, look at that detail. That's crazy. How long do you think he took to do this? I'm guessing at least 2 months. But yeah, there are not too many Art Adams issues in any sort of series of any kind. So I thought I'll pick up a couple. I have a couple, but not much. I've got like the new Fantastic Four trilogy and a couple of the X annuals, that kind of thing. But it's always good to have more. All right, are we ready for the next one? Okay, that one is more Doom Patrol, number 7. He's already starting with the UPC box art. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it, does he? You can see like a little bit of it here and there. A lot of it's like in the way he draws mouths. But there's not much in the way of page layouts or... Okay, that was kind of sick. A little bit on the action, but I mean, he's not writing his own stuff. And he won't be for a while. Alright, good stuff. Okay, next up. There we go. G.I. Joe Yearbook number 2 by Michael Golden. Michael Golden was kind of a priority in this particular order. And, getting a full issue of essentially superhero comics. It's kind of a cross between war and superhero stuff. So maybe that's why he decided to pick it up. But yeah, getting a whole issue from him out of in that vein, that's a little rare. Ah, there we go. And all sorts of backup stuff. Is it written by Larry Hama? Can we tell? I don't think there's a credit on that. That's odd. Yep, that's more Michael Golden. Pretty good stuff. Oh, there's that. Anybody who bought some old New Mutants comics may remember that shot. I don't have it yet. I'll get it eventually. Alright, so that's good stuff. Okay, next up. More Punisher War Journal. Yes. It feels like this is still being laid out by Carl Potts, but this is getting better. And this is Carl Potts in conjunction with John Wellington. Damn. They made Jim Lee draw this shit? Ah. We see Scott Williams is getting a little bit of time in on this. Apparently this is very detailed artwork, so they needed two different inkers. Scott Williams got to do the figures, and Don Hudson got to do the backgrounds. Hey, Ken Lopez. What did he do recently? I believe he did the letters on Gen 13. How would I know that? It's a mystery. Yeah, this is all interesting stuff. Again, well worth a look. Next up. It never ends. Oh, God. He couldn't draw a beard if he tried. I don't believe this one is actually Liefeld. Is it? Oh, it looks like it is. Okay, never mind. I think there's one in here by Wills. Maybe it's number 4. Like, can you get any lazier? Okay. It's just not any good. That's all. And he writes it too, doesn't he? He does too. Alright. Okay, next up. Ah, there we go. Like I said, need more Art Adams. Art Adams drawing monsters is Art Adams in his happy place. But like, this is why I got the Mike Golden stuff. You can... We didn't take a look at too much of the Mike Golden stuff, but you can see the lineage here. And of course, you know, Art Adams influences most of Image, but they also look at Mike Golden stuff and go, holy shit. So, this is the point. If you want to draw Image comics, you gotta know your history. Nice. When is this anyway? This is a little later, I think. 92. Okay. Wow, so right at Dark Horse, too. And that's, right around when Image is starting. Okay, yeah, I kind of remember that time. Okay, next one. There we go. Now, this is, of course, not the first appearance of Cable, specifically. This is the second printing, which is still like $6, but I kind of felt like I needed to go a little out on this one. I did have this before when I was younger, too. This is a bit of a run I'd like to do a revisit series on at some point. Because this is Rob Liefeld, right when he's starting out, depending on whether or not you want to count the Hawk and Dove series. And, you know, his fill-ins, his pin-ups, his covers, all that kind of stuff. But he's got Louise Simonson, who's a good writer, and he's got Bob Wyachek, who's a pretty good inker. So they're backing him up. So this is probably as solid as Liefeld ever looks. And it barely looks like Liefeld at some points. Like, can he draw this angle today? I don't know. Can he draw a face so it looks that good? I don't think so. That one, yes, he can. So yeah, interesting times. I've got another couple of New Mutants books. But might as well start at the beginning with Rob. I'm not going to get number 86 because there isn't second printing, and the original is like, I don't know, like $13, which, you know, I mean, yeah, I could, you know, you could, but like, it's not worth it. None of these are worth it. Okay, so I have a pretty good idea of the shape of what's left, really. Next up, New Mutants number 88. Last one was 87. This might be a little faded, not too bad. Todd inked this one too, eh? Oh, the cover. Oh, wow, that's smudgy. Yeah, that's why you don't do these big flush, heavy-duty ink ads. Still got Bob Wyachek doing the inks. Hilary Barta. Still decent. Ugh, just rubs all over that, doesn't it? I mean, okay. Oh, it's the classic shot. All right. And I think I know what this is. Yes. So, that's it for the New Mutants on this one. Again, McFarlane. You can kind of see it a little bit here. I love the solution here. Rob couldn't figure out how to draw Blob in 1/4, and that's what he went with. Again, Hilary Bart is so solid. Solidifying Rob's pencils. Oh boy. Next up. Oh yeah. Forgot about that. That was on sale. That was like $1. But might as well. Kindred number 2. Kindred is Grifter and Backlash. Drawn by Brett Booth, I think? Yeah. One of the... I was going to say one of the better Jim Lee ripoffs. I don't even know if that's true. They're all pretty good. Or, you know, they get there eventually. This is still not great. You know, the stuff here is like, it's okay. Okay, next one. Okay, I think this is the last one of these. And this is the Portatio one. So how does Wills look these days? Man. You know what? That's not even top of the line Wills. But it's still pretty good. And it's like, you look at Rob and it's like, how dare you? How dare you follow this up with that shit that you submitted? Oh, and Wills does his own inks. I guess he does them on in Photoshop or whatever. I'm not a fan. It rarely looks good. Like this stuff here, you know, and Wills knows how to ink. I assume that's what he's doing here. He's not doing pen and ink. He might be actually with some of the splatter and some of this scribbliness. Yeah, like I said, Wills knows how to ink. That's how he started. This is very messy, though. Like I said, it's good. It's just not top of the line Wills. I think that Wills is done. I don't blame him. Okay, next up, we're getting close to the end. Yes. The heck is a Doctor Strange comic doing in this mix? This is more Michael Golden. This is early Michael Golden. Like, just starting to get into comics. And from what I understand, there's some wild shit in this one. Yeah, and he's drawing, like, super realistic people. In, like, what is this? 70-something? 74? No. 82? Yeah, like, look at the lighting on this here. That looks great. So many ads in these old comics. It's how they stayed afloat, man. You don't see ads in comics anymore. That's not a good thing. Okay, that's some kind of wild stuff. Was this the first Clea? Okay, interesting. I'm vaguely familiar with some of the Doctor Strange lore. Not very much at all. Okay, next one. More Punisher War Journal. And I might as well... Yes, I did happen to catch a glimpse of what the other one was, which is still more Punisher War Journal. But these are a little later. This is maybe like a year after those ones that we had previously. So, what does Jimlee look like after a year? Does he look more like Jimlee? Well, he does his own pencils. Al Milgrom does the inks. That's a weird mix. But this is post Wolverine Punisher crossover, so Jimlee has a bit of he's got some eyes on him. And they're going to give him a little bit of rope to see what he can do. Dale Keown's already over at the Hulk, eh? Jimlee hasn't even started on Uncanny yet. This is 1990. Okay, so with those out of the way, the point now of this particular order, the reason I got them through an auction was a bunch of Nam comics. Again, by Michael Golden. So, yeah, you want to see Michael Golden just going on a comic? This is it. Like I said, he doesn't seem to be able to stick with superheroes for very long. He'll do a few pages or a cover or a pinup. But this stuff he stuck with for, I think, 12 issues. And it's, what is this, 87, so 5 years after that Doctor Strange book. And much more comfortable as a cartoonist at this point. I believe he was a commercial illustrator before this. And yeah, we're just going to get some great stuff. Yeah, and he's a guy who likes to put a lot of detail in on the background, on the equipment. Yeah, that's like straight out of Predator. Yeah, there's some great stuff in there. So that's going to take a while to flip through and digest. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff in there. There we go. All right, so like I said, that was a lot of fun, and that'll take me a while to digest. So a lot of Michael Golden, fair bit of Art Adams, a bit of early, you know, Jim Lee and Eric Larsen, and some late, even lazier than imaginable Rob Liefeld. It's all good. It's all gravy. All right, so that's going to do it for this video. If you like this video and you haven't yet subscribed, you should probably subscribe. More importantly, you should go over to my Patreon and subscribe there, where we do these videos. We have some other Patreon exclusive stuff going on, and of course everything that gets posted to YouTube gets posted there first. And maybe most importantly, that's where all the Blood Force stuff is, all the pages and everything, all the process stuff. So definitely want to go subscribe there. In the meantime, though, thanks very much for watching this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.